Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Coach Bronson, and we're going to talk about shoulder position in the overhead today, okay? You've seen me do videos before. I'm sure you've seen me talk about scapular position and control when you're doing pull-ups, okay? And it's the same thing, we're just moving in a different direction. So when we're doing pull-ups, we're pulling towards our body. When we're pressing, doing overhead, we're pressing away from our body. But the idea of scapular control doesn't really change, okay? What we're talking about is keeping your shoulders in a position where the structure of your shoulder joint is holding you and maintaining stability, not muscles, okay? And what that looks like, okay, when I'm overhead, the easiest way for you to just play around with this on your own is first to just put your arm out in front of you, okay? If you put your arm out in front of you and you roll your elbow out and your elbow pit across your body, okay, in front of you, you can feel automatically that you feel some stress in the shoulder, okay? It's not gonna support weight here. Okay, if you have to hold anything, if you push down on here, you really got to strain really hard to maintain that. You can feel that on the outside of your shoulder, the muscles, your delts are working really hard. Just rotating in automatically, right? Get your elbow pit up, try to get your elbow down to the floor. Doing this automatically makes it easier for you to hold your arm out in front of you. Okay, it's less work. Okay, the structure is supporting, not the muscles. Okay, and this translates in any position that you're doing shoulder work overhead. So if I'm in front of me, I want to take my shoulder blades, pull back and down, and rotate my elbow pit to the sky, okay? If I'm out to the side, I want to do the same thing. I don't want to be out to the side rolled here because now I'm out of position. I want to roll my shoulder blades down, roll my armpit up, and now I can hold more weight in this position, okay? Less work, all right? The same thing overhead. If I'm going overhead, if this is a good position here with my elbow pit to the sky and my thumb going up in the air, then when I go overhead, that's a good position as well. The minute I turn in, now I have to use my muscles to keep my arm straight because the weight is actually pushing my elbow out, right? So I have to push against it. I'm using my triceps, I'm using my delts to keep my arm up here. If I turn in, now there's less muscle work happening, and now the structure of my bones, right? The structure of the joint is helping me maintain support, and it's less work. It's also less impingement and it's less stress in general on the shoulder joint. So remember, when you're doing anything overhead, dumbbell presses, kettlebell presses, thrusters, push presses, snatches. Snatches is a big one. A lot of times when people are just doing barbell snatches and they're out here and their elbows are turned in like this, okay? The more you try and work to get your elbow pits up when you're in those barbell snatches, the better it's going to be for your shoulders, the less strain and the less chance of injury you're going to have.